Hello everyone, I'm Catdadthings, and what the flying fadoodle am I doing in this hideout just dancing around doing nothing? Absolutely nothing. No, wrong. That's not necessarily true. I am doing something. Sometimes I'll go out in the black zone all by myself. I'll just wander into the ether looking for random people because I like to practice trying to escape. Now, escaping is a very important skill to have in this game because there's so many times where you get blobbed by people, all kinds of people run up on you, they're trying to get you, trying to get your goodies, trying to get your giblets, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. But wait, there is. You can stop them by learning how to escape. And in this video, I decided to go out and I found some groups of people to fight with. I just did normal black zone roaming, but there was some people that I found that I just kind of messed around with. And I did taunt them a little. I don't usually encourage being a jerk, but I did want them to try and come after me. So there were several times that I taunted them. But when you see the fights, you'll see that I'm using a glaive. I'm using a glaive. And I successfully escaped from these guys several times because I practice it. I do it every now and again just to make sure I stay sharp on my skills. That doesn't mean that glaive is the best weapon to escape from gankers and groups with, and I would highly recommend not using the glaive. But if you can use the glaive, you can use basically anything. Anyway, so take a look at this video. I hope you enjoy it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll get into the actual escapes now. Alrighty, so here we are with the first one. I found this random group. I think they were terry diving. I'm not sure, but one of the most surefire ways to make sure that people get mad at you is to whack one of their downed players. So obviously this puts you in combat and this will undo your mount like it did for me, and that's exactly what happened. They gave the chase. I popped my boots. Now I did luck out there because they booped me the opposite way they all were going, but it's simple. If you have your speed boost going or whatever you got going on, they bop you a certain way away from them, just follow it out. Now it's important to make sure you get enough distance before you try to remount yourself, because like if that guy caught up in range and he was able to hit me with an ability during my mounting up, it would have canceled my mount and then they probably would have just finished me off. But you see, they failed. It's important, and what's key as always is to stay focused and of course to not lose your cool. Just be chill, be relaxed, know what you're doing, assess the situation, and decide accordingly. I still had my invis that I didn't even use yet, so I had another escape tool ready to go, but I just went for it. I actually got a kill. It really didn't amount to much, but the point is I was able to escape, and I'm using a glaive. So let's go to the next one now. So yes, instead of just staying away from this group and being a good boy, I decided to go back in because I really wanted to practice. All the times that I escaped, I'm using the same group of people, but you see a guy comes in at me with a double-bladed staff. It's simple. You just dodge it. Of course, that can depend on your frame rate and your internet speed. If I'm lagging, obviously I probably would have got hit by it. But understanding the weapons too in this game really helps how you can dodge certain skills and certain abilities, like that double-bladed. I think it's crescent slash or something like that it's called. I understand how it works. I know the trajectory. I know where it's going to land, and you kind of get good when you start dealing with gankers and people like that. You kind of start to understand how they function, how they work, and what they're going to want to do. Of course, this comes with time, this comes with gameplay, so you're not expected to know everything right away, but this is how you get there. This is how you get to that level, is you just practice. Like you saw my gear, it doesn't amount to that much. Like, it's very cheap gear that I have on right now. It doesn't cost anything to go out there and start, LOLing at people and just checking them out in their blobs or whatever group content they got going to bait them in to try and get you. And if you die, who cares? You're not wasting any money. So right here, the one-handed mace comes in. They get me. This time they boot me towards their teammates and they try and attack me. But I had a helmet, which I blocked a lot of the damage off of. They pulled me in, and I just walked the opposite way. Throw on my boots, no one had a purge, and I'm gone. Like, I'm straight zooming out of there because I kept my cool. I didn't just freak out or start auto-attacking people. No, they boot me away. I blocked. They pulled me back in, and I was like, all right, fine. I'll just go the opposite way because you're all just kind of clumped. You'd be surprised at how many times people make mistakes in this game when they're trying to gank you. So I got just enough distance, the right distance I needed to get away from them. I mounted up at the exact right time, or else they would have pincered on me, pincer attack, whatever that maneuver is. And again, I got away. With this one, I think I finally found the breaking point. I broke them. They definitely wanted me. You can see this guy uses his boots even to catch up to me, goes for the crescent slash, and he does get me. He also gets me with the graveyard guard armor, but because I know how it works, I just let the chain happen, let his little mace friend come up, and I was trying to get them to dismount me because I wanted to do the chase on foot, but they didn't do it, so I took it as an opportunity to just push the limits of the mount, which is important to do sometimes. Now, sometimes when I'm trying to practice escaping, like it's good for gatherers and such to have these skills, is I try and bait their abilities and you get good at dodging. Now, again, it depends on your internet connection, but you can see with that E, I just barely went in, and when he threw it at me, I dodged it. It's a good skill to have to learn the limits and ranges of different abilities and how they work, how you can dodge them too, kind of iframe them. It's a very good skill to have, especially if you're trying to get away from groups of gankers or if you just like to gather and that's all you're trying to do. Again, practice makes perfect. So I did do lots of, horse spins and LOLs and blah, 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 blah. You can taunt while being cordial. You don't have to be a jerk. You don't have to go too far into it. But if you do want to get people to chase you, these are good ways to do it. The horse spins, it works for me every time at least. They'll get upset when you poke around with them a couple times. You poke the beehive and they can never get you. Like I got away from them 3 separate occasions with a glaive. Again, a glaive. Now, some spears do have mobility built into them. Some of them are very good at it, but glaive is not. That's not what you use for mobility. Definitely not this weapon. You could use better things like a double-bladed staff or all of the staffs, for example, the quarter staffs. You could use daggers. Daggers have a ton of mobility, but I'm using a glaive, and I got away. And I'm not a professional player. I don't consider myself like the best at anything in this game. So if I can do it, you can definitely do it too. So I hope this was helpful. It's just something I threw together. If you need help with escaping and understanding how to get away from ganks or sticky situations, go out in the black zone. Find groups, create them for yourself. Don't buy expensive gear and do it. Use cheap gear like I did. Just practice makes perfect and you'll get better. So again, if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you like this kind of content or if you want to see some other things. Throw some ideas out there and I'd be happy to make videos on it. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.